Hey guys, so for today's video, I thought we can sit down and I can tell you guys all about my sorority experience thus far. So for me and my school, spring recruitment is right around the corner. I go back to school in about 2 weeks. I think it's January 27th if I'm not mistaken, and recruitment starts shortly after that. I think it's the second week in February. So with that coming up, I thought I would tell you guys a little bit about my sorority experience and kind of Greek life experience thus far. I'm going to tell you guys about Greek life on my campus, why I joined my sorority, what sorority I'm in, how involved I am in my sorority, and I'm going to give you guys a few tips that I think could help you guys in formal recruitment if you do choose to go through with it. So before we jump into the video, if you guys have not done so already, head down there and subscribe. Give this video a big thumbs up if you like it, and if you want more sorority related videos from me in the future, I will definitely film those for you guys if that's what you guys are interested in. And with all that being said, let's just get into it. So we're going to start with me kind of giving you guys a little bit of background into my school and the Greek life on that campus and how recruitment is done. So if you guys don't know, if this is your first time on my channel, I do go to Stony Brook University. I'm in my third year there. I'm going into my second semester of my third year, so I am a junior. And I joined my sorority my second semester, my freshman year. At Stony Brook, you need some sort of college GPA to go through recruitment, so I had to wait until my second semester to be eligible. So as for Stony Brook, kind of a little background into Greek life on Stony Brook. I'm also not in the middle of the camera. Sorry guys. Anyway, Stony Brook is a very small school. We are also commuter-based school, so because of that, Greek life is very small. We had 3 NPC organizations to choose from, aside from those other sororities that are not affiliated with the school or cultural organizations. So myself, I had 3 organizations that I could choose from in formal recruitment, and that is ASA, STT, and Theta Phi. Also, Stony Brook doesn't allow for sorority houses. So like some southern schools have like a sorority row where all the houses are lined up, and for their formal recruitment, they attend each house to get to know the sorority. Stony Brook does not do that. Formal recruitment is actually held in a building, and there are 3 separate rooms set up, one for each of the 3 NPCs, and you just go from room to room, and that is how you meet the girls of the organization. So that's a little bit of a background as to Stony Brook. You have to be a second semester freshman or a transfer student. You have to have some kind of GPA, and Greek life is a lot smaller, and because of that, recruitment is much different. So now let's get into why I chose to go into Greek life. So Greek life is something that I kind of was always interested in. I knew going into college it was something that I wanted to look into more and see if it was a fit for me. My first semester at Stony Brook, I did meet some sisters of one of the 3 organizations I mentioned previously, and it was just a very quick encounter, and it still left me unsure if it was something I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to be the type of college student that got very involved on their campus, and in my mind, the easiest way for me to get involved in my campus and beyond that would be joining Greek life. So first semester freshman year, I go through it in the back of my mind thinking maybe I will go through formal recruitment next semester. So then the second semester of my freshman year rolls around, and there was an incident that occurred which left me not really happy with my living situation. My roommate at the time, her name is Bella, she got into an altercation with one of the other girls that we lived with. I lived in a suite style room, so that meant we had a living room, a bathroom, and 3 bedrooms, each of which either had 3 or 2 girls in it. My room, it was just 2 of us, me and Bella. So she got into an altercation that made her move out of the suite so she could no longer live with me. And because of that altercation, I kind of lived in a room where I wasn't really friends with the other girls. It wasn't the best living situation for myself, and it left me very upset. I had a lot of anxiety. I felt like Stony Brook was never gonna feel like home for me. I was just not in a good place. And so second semester begins, and my mom told me, you have 2 weeks to decide. If you still feel this upset and you still don't feel at home at Stony Brook, by the end of that time period, don't unpack your bags. I'm just going to come and get you and we will figure something out. So basically my mom was going to pull me out of school. She just felt like maybe that was going to be better for my mental state and all that kind of stuff. So it just so happened in that 2-week time period that formal recruitment was happening, and me and Isabella, we are still friends. Like, the altercation didn't leave us not being friends. We are still friends. She moved a very short distance away. We decided to try out formal recruitment. I felt like maybe it was going to be the thing that would make me happy and keep me at Stony Brook. So formal recruitment began on a Monday. It was a week-long process. Monday was like an orientation and a kind of short introduction into the 3 NPCs. And then we had Tuesday, which was like more introductions. We went to each of the 3 rooms and actually met the sisters of the organizations. Then Wednesday was a philanthropy night where we learned all about the philanthropies that each of the 3 organizations worked with or worked for. And then 4th day was our preference day, where we listed our preference and they listed their preferences, and whichever you got called back to was where you could potentially receive a bid from. And Friday was bid day. My bid day is, again, not like Southern bid days. It's not this huge party. I think I just received a phone call. So I went in, again, only really knowing a few sisters of one of the 3 organizations. And I knew nothing about Theta Phi. Didn't even know they were a thing on campus. So I kind of, in the back of my head, was leaning towards the one organization that I met some of the sisters from, because I felt like they were the only ones I kind of knew about. But I went in with an open mind. And day 1 went by, day 2 went by, and by day 3, I realized that every day of formal recruitment, I was leaving most happiest from the room that Theta Phi was in. Sorority recruitment is very intimidating. There will be a lot of clapping, hand-holding, snapping, screaming, singing, conversations. You'll meet a lot of new people in a short period of time, and it is very intimidating. So I, of course, was intimidated. But Theta Phi Alpha's room always made me feel very comfortable. I could see myself standing in their shoes, and I could really see myself being friends on a deeper level, other than sorority sisters, with those girls. So I listed my preferences. I listed 2 of the organizations, Theta Phi, and the other one that I kind of knew some of the girls from. And Thursday, I got my preferences back, like they told me who prepped me, and it was Theta Phi and the org I did not list. So when that happened, I knew that everything was working out for a reason. There was a reason why I only got 1 of my preps back. So I went to preference night, had an amazing emotional experience. I finally felt like things were gonna change for the better. I was super excited about the rest of that semester and the rest of my college experience. And on Friday, I received my phone call and I received my bid to Theta Phi. And of course, I accepted so quickly. I was just so excited to receive a bid from them. So my process began, my new member education began, and my class is spring 2017. So that was the semester that I went through formal recruitment, and that was my class. So I was spring 2017. I went through my entire process, and I was an initiated sister of Theta Phi Alpha. So that happened almost 2 years ago. It'll be 2 years in April of this year. So I have been in my sorority for 2 years now, and I do not regret it at all. It is definitely the thing that kept me at Stony Brook. I found an amazing group of girls that I can truly call my friends. I now live with a whole bunch of Theta Phis, and it is amazing. They are genuinely people beyond the surface level sisterhood. Because Stony Brook is so small and the organizations are so small, I do get to know every single girl in my sorority by name, their major, have conversations with them, hang out with them. since it's so much more smaller and intimate, I feel like that is really what made it so worthwhile for me. I felt like I was genuinely wanted, and I genuinely wanted to know all of them. So now I'm going to move on and tell you guys a little bit about my involvement after the fact. So like I said, I was initiated almost 2 years ago, and I have held multiple positions since then. So I definitely did what I wanted to do, and I got involved. My first 3 positions were about a semester after I was initiated, I'm pretty sure. They were social worker, risk management, and treasurer assistant. And then this past semester, so my fall semester that I just got out of, I became the vice president of my sorority, and that is a huge deal. If you don't understand Greek life or the gravity of Greek life, becoming vice president is a big deal. It opens up a lot of doors and a lot of opportunities for me outside of my sorority. It gives me leadership skills, communication skills, networking skills. It is a great opportunity, and I'm so glad that I am. I was a little apprehensive in the beginning because I knew it was going to be a commitment, but a sorority is a commitment, and since I already took that on, I was like, I could do this. So this whole next year, I will be the vice president. So I will be the vice president until I graduate, which is amazing. So now that is all said, I'm going to just give you guys 3 quick little tips or bits of advice now that I'm on the other side and I have gone through 3 recruitments on the other side. I'm going to give you guys a few tips that I personally think will help you guys out during formal recruitment. So the first one being, do your research. Like I said, only really talked to girls of one of the organizations on my campus, so that kind of left me at a disadvantage going into formal recruitment. I was kind of biased to them. I didn't really know a lot about the other organizations, so I think that it is smart for you to do your research. If, like me, you enter college and you know Greek life is something you want to look into, don't wait until you're able to go through formal recruitment. Start looking into it right away. Ask around, learn about the sororities that are available to you, learn about their philanthropies, their values, what they look for in women, how involved they are on their campus, do they have any awards. Do your research, because then I feel like once you enter recruitment, if you know more about their sorority, it shows that you want it, and it shows that you took initiative. I know now that I'm on the other side, if a girl going through formal recruitment comes up to me and has a question ready about something to do with my sorority, like my philanthropy, an event I held, something like that, it really shows me that she is committed, she wants it, and she did her research. So definitely do your research. Number 2, I would say be open-minded. Like I said, I went in there with a preconceived idea of one sorority that I wanted to be in. And I think it's great to have a few sororities that you want to get to know on a deeper level, but I wouldn't go in there with one sorority like I want them, because then if you don't receive a bid from them, you might not go through with the sorority experience. You might lose out, you might be let down or upset, or you might not give the other organizations a fair chance. So you can go in there with 1, 2, 3, or a few orgs, depending on how big your school is, that you definitely want to get to know better. But I wouldn't go in there with your heart set on one, because everything works out. Everything happens for a reason. You will get placed in the organization you're meant to get put into. Every sorority and even fraternities have like a type of person they're looking for, and you don't want to get placed into a sorority where you're not their person, because then it's just not going to work out. So definitely be open-minded. And my third piece of advice, and I think this is the biggest piece of advice I can give you, is to be yourself. Don't go in there, obviously if you're shy, that's okay, but go in there and really show them who you are. It, for me, is really disheartening when I meet a girl and I think she is amazing because she's putting up kind of like an act or a front, and then I meet her outside of formal recruitment and she's completely different. That is such a turnoff for looking for a sister. I want a genuine person. I want to know a person. I want to learn about a person. So you really need to know who you are. Go in there and show them who you are, and just be yourself. Don't put up a front and don't act. You will be liked for who you are by a sorority who is looking for your type of person, like who you are. If you go in there acting like some other person, you might get put into a sorority where they're looking for that type of person. And then once you're not acting like that, you'll realize, wow, maybe I acted like this for all the wrong reasons and I'm not happy. So definitely my 3 pieces of advice is do your research, be open-minded, and be yourself. And with those, I hope that you all make it through formal recruitment and receive a bid from an organization that you will love, because I know I love my organization. So with all that being said, I know I kind of ran through this all really quickly. If there's any piece of this video that you would like to see more in depth, like my recruitment experience specifically, as with like what I talked about, what I wore, the kind of activities we did, I can totally film that. If you want to know the story of how my roommate got kicked out of my room, I could do that. If you guys want to know more about my organization, Theta Phi Alpha, that's its full name, more in depth, I can definitely film that. Just leave your comments down below so I know what you guys want to see. Like I said earlier, head on down there and subscribe if you want to see more of my content, and hit that little bell so you won't miss out on any of it. I hope you guys are having an amazing day, and if you are going through formal recruitment in this coming semester or this coming year or in the future, whenever you guys are watching this, good luck. Go in there and just make the best of it. For me, it's something that I don't regret doing, and I hope if all of you go through with it, you don't have regrets either. If you have any other questions, just let me know. I will be happy to answer them for you guys. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.